Good morning. The owner of Stevens Stores decided that he will allow his friends to buy on credit. To encourage them to pay within 30 days, he allows 10% discount on the amount that's paid within 30 days. So he is trying to see if he can obtain money within 30 days, even if he has to give them the 10% discount. The following information was obtained. J. Kluter bought goods on credit for $8,000 less 20% trade discount on the 1st of March. When we want to determine the age analysis, how long it takes the debtors to pay their accounts, we will record the sales in the month that the sales took place so that we can determine how long it takes them in that month to pay for it. So if we look at this information here, 80% less 20% trade discount, 20% of 8,000 is 1,600. We never do any recording for trade discount, so I deduct the 1,600 from the 8,000, and that means the total sales to Kluter, the amount that he will owe is 6,400. And we will record that under March. On 30 March, a receipt for 4,500 was issued to Kluter after 10% discount was allowed. So we didn't receive the full debt from him. This 4,500 is actually 90% of the amount that he wanted to pay. If we pay attention to this calculation, the total debt was 100%. We only received 90% of the amount because we allowed 10% discount to him. Then it's very important to determine whether they give you the debt or whether they give you the amount received. In this case, the amount received was given 4,500. Therefore, the discount will be the one that we want, 10 at the top, the percentage that we know, 90 at the bottom, and that will give us the discount as 500 Rand. So in the debtors analysis, we will show that in March, we bought for 6,400, but we reduced the account with the 4,500 that he paid, and we will also reduce his account with the 500 Rand discount. Issued a credit invoice for 3,000 to Kluter on the 4th of April. That means there's no discount on this because it's not a big enough amount. So the amount that's outstanding for April will be 3,000 Rand. Issued a credit note for 300 to Kluter for goods returned. When goods are returned, we always deduct it from the last purchases from this customer. So the last time that we sold to him was in April. So if he returns goods, we will deduct the 300 Rand from the amount that we sold to him in April. When he pays the account, you will always deduct it from the oldest sale, so that would be from March. If he returns goods, it's always from the last sales. On the 5th of May, a receipt for 1,200 was issued to Kluter. So we received 1,200 from him. We will take it from the oldest debt, and we will show that that debt for March will reduce with 1,200 Rand. On 10 May, a credit invoice was issued for 6,000 less 20% trade discount. 20% of 6,000 will give me 1,200. I deduct the trade discount immediately, so 6,000 minus 1,200 means that the total sales in May was 4,800 Rand. If we look at the next entry, on 31st of May, a receipt for 500 Rand was issued to Kluter. So the payment will be from your oldest debt. If we look at March, there was sold 6,400 minus the 5,000 for the payment and the discount. So that left 1,400 minus the 1,200 that was paid. So there's an outstanding amount of 200. So of this 500 that we receive, we will take 200 out of March and show that there's no outstanding amount for March now. And then we will take the rest of the amount, the 300, from the April and show that the debt reduced with 300 in April. Invoice was issued for 2,100 in June. So we have to show in June that there's sales of 2,100 and that is the amount outstanding for June. Then we issue a credit note again. A credit note is deducted from the current sales, so I will deduct it from June. And if we look at the last entry, there's a receipt of 900 Rand. If we look at April, 3,000 minus the 600 that we've already deducted leaves me with a debt for April of 2,400. So this full 900 will be deducted from April, and that will indicate to us that Klute owes for 60 days 1,500, for 30 days 1,400, and for the current month 1,900. What did we learn today? When we record sales, we will record it in the month that the invoice was issued. Receipts will always be deducted from the oldest debt. Credit notes will always be recorded in the last month of sales and will be deducted from the last invoice that was issued.